The sun hung low in the sky, casting a warm glow that barely pierced through the haze of the bustling city. I trudged through the familiar streets, my heart heavy with a gnawing anxiety that clung to my bones like a stubborn chill. It had been 168 hours since I last heard her voice, since I last felt the warmth of Mira's smile. She was missing, and with her absence, the world had lost its vibrancy. I approached the small dhaba on the outskirts of town, a cozy haven that had become my sanctuary over the past week. The aroma of spices and chai wafted toward me, promising comfort, but my stomach remained a tight knot of worry. The waiter, a young man who had become familiar with my daily visits, greeted me with a sympathetic smile. "Waiter, chai, sir?" I nodded, grateful for the small gesture. The warmth of the cup in my hands was a poor substitute for Mira's touch, but it was something to anchor me in this sea of uncertainty. As I sipped the chai, my hand instinctively reached for my pocket, fingers wrapping around the sleek black phone that had changed everything. It was no ordinary device. Its smooth surface held no visible buttons or branding, yet it had been the conduit through which I met Mira, the instrument that had tuned our lives to the same frequency of love. I pulled out the phone, its obsidian surface reflecting the fading sunlight. How could I explain to anyone that this device, this marvel of unknown technology, had connected me to Mira in ways that defied conventional communication? The memory of our first connection flooded back, crystal clear and vivid. It had started with a simple text message from an unknown number. "Hello, is anyone there?" I had replied out of curiosity, and that's when I first encountered Mira. Our conversations flowed effortlessly, uninhibited by the usual barriers of digital communication. No lag, no dropped signals, no limited characters. It was as if the phone had created a direct link between us, transcending the limitations of traditional networks. From that moment, Mira had become my world. We talked for hours each day, sharing our hopes, dreams, and fears. Despite never meeting in person, I felt her presence as keenly as if she were sitting beside me. Her joy became my joy, her sorrows my own. But now, the phone remained silent. No matter how many times I tried to initiate contact, there was nothing but a void where Mira's vibrant energy used to be. As the night deepened and the dhaba began to empty, I finished my chai and stood to leave. The cool night air carried the faint scent of rain, and I took a deep breath, hoping to clear my mind. I walked down the uneven pavement, each step feeling heavier than the last. Suddenly, a sharp pain exploded at the base of my skull. The world tilted, and I found myself sprawled on the ground, ears ringing. Before I could gather my wits, rough hands grabbed my collar, lifting me off my feet. I found myself face to face with a hulking man dressed in a long black trench coat. 9 others, similarly attired, formed a menacing circle around us. "Man, VJ, stop everything you're doing. Forget about her and hand over that phone." Adrenaline surged through my veins. "VJ, what have you done to Mira?" A cruel smile twisted the man's lips. "Man? Mira? Oh, you mean the girl you've been talking to? She's fine, boy. But that phone of yours, it's causing us some inconveniences. Hand it over and we'll forget this ever happened." Rage, pure and primal, overtook me. With strength I didn't know I possessed, I slammed my forehead into the man's nose. He stumbled back, blood streaming down his face. "Man, get that phone!" What happened next was a blur of motion and pain. My body moved on instinct, ducking and weaving as I fought against impossible odds. I felt bones crack under my fists, heard grunts of pain that might have been my own. Blood, mine or theirs I couldn't tell, spattered the pavement. As the last attacker fell, I stood panting, my entire body screaming in protest. I spat blood onto the ground and turned to the leader, who was struggling to his feet. "VJ, who are you? What do you want with this phone?" Fear flickered in his eyes. Man, you don't understand what you're dealing with. That phone, it's not just a phone. It's bypassing every network, every protocol. Do you have any idea what that means for us, for the entire telecommunications industry? Understanding dawned on me. These weren't just thugs. They were representatives of the telecommunications mafia, threatened by a technology they couldn't control or profit from. VJ, where's Mira? I pressed, tightening my grip. Man, we don't have her. But as long as you have that phone, as long as you keep using it, you're a threat to us. We'll find her, and when we do... I didn't let him finish. My fist connected with his jaw and he crumpled to the ground unconscious. Heart pounding, I reached for the phone, relieved to find it still in my pocket. The screen lit up at my touch, its surface unmarred despite the fight. But still, there was no message from Mira. As the defeated men groaned on the ground around me, I made a split-second decision. I couldn't stay here. Whoever these people were, they would be back, and in greater numbers. I had to find Mira, had to understand what made this phone so special, and why it frightened these powerful people so much. I took off running, my feet pounding the pavement, my mind racing faster than my body. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew I couldn't stop. Mira was out there somewhere, and I was the only one who could find her. The phone might be silent for now, but our connection remained. I could feel it thrumming in my veins, pulsing with each beat of my heart. Whatever it took, whatever the cost, I would find a way back to Mira. I would unravel the mystery of the phone, confront the dark forces that sought to keep us apart, and prove that our connection could overcome any obstacle. As I disappeared into the labyrinth of the city's back alleys, one thought burned in my mind. Our story was far from over. It was only just beginning. And somewhere out there, beyond the reach of conventional networks, Mira was waiting for me to find her.